Hi, Tom Perrin here for Power Equipment Plus. When it comes to property cleanup, there's always plenty of debris to get rid of. Branches, leaves, garden waste, grass clippings, cuttings, acorns, you name it. And one of the best ways to get rid of that material is to reduce it and return it to your land, especially since burning is increasingly frowned upon in many areas of the country. But what should you buy? A chipper? Shredder chipper? What about shredder vacuums? There are a lot of choices out there, and what's right for you all depends on the type of material you expect to be working with. There are 4 categories of machines to consider: chippers, shredders, shredder chippers, and shredder vacs. Let's take a quick look at each category. First, let's look at chippers. Dedicated chippers are designed to reduce branches and smaller trees to wood chips. Chipping is accomplished with 1 or more knives mounted to a flywheel. So, if we want to be technical, chipping is actually cutting, and the result is wood chip mulch. Wood chip mulch is a valuable landscaping material. So if you haven't given any thought to how you'll use your chips, please watch our video all about wood chips next. Chippers come in a variety of sizes and capacities. Smaller units are for branches up to about 3 inches thick, while bigger units will take branches up to about 8 inches thick. These machines grow in size as you move up the ladder because bigger branches require bigger hoppers and openings and more power to get the work done. Some machines discharge chips low on the ground, while others have a top discharge setup that allows you to load chips into a truck or other receptacle. In choosing the right size chipper, you should consider the size of materials you will routinely work with, and also whether you really need to chip all of it. For many people who burn wood, anything over 4 or 5 inches makes for perfect firewood. If that's you, you'll want to set aside the biggest pieces for your wood pile, and then you can avoid the expense of buying excess power. But if you want to chip everything, or just like to have power in reserve, there are a lot of powerful machines to choose from, and you can find one to match your budget. If you want to go all out, and money is no object, look at a chipper with powered feeding. Like the units municipal road crews use, these machines actually pull materials in and will devour pretty much anything, from big branches to leaves. Next up are shredders. Pure shredders, unlike chippers, are designed primarily for leaves and garden waste. Shredders operate quite differently too. While some smaller units can use cutting action, the majority of shredders employ hammers and flails that tear up and crush material. The result is less of a mulch than the chips you get with a chipper, and this very often goes straight to the compost pile. Shredders are usually mounted on wheels, so they can be maneuvered from spot to spot. To operate them, you simply load leaves and other light materials in the top, and the material is reduced and either discharged on the ground or bagged. Next are shredder chippers. Shredder chippers are hybrid units, with one intake for bigger materials that need to be chipped, and another for lighter materials that get shredded. Shredder chippers are a good choice if you consistently have both types of material to dispose of. But if it's primarily one or the other, consider a dedicated chipper or shredder. If chipping branches is the most important thing to you, be aware that most shredder chippers are geared toward branches about 2 inches thick or less. If you expect to be doing a lot of bigger branches, a dedicated chipper is probably going to make more sense for you. Lastly, shredder vacs. Shredder vacs, sometimes called leaf vacs, are generally designed for leaf and lawn cleanup. The vacuum gathers up leaves and other light materials and guides them into an impeller, which reduces the material. Then the reduced material is collected, usually in a bagger or other reservoir. These machines come in a wide variety of sizes. Some are walk-behind, about the size of a lawnmower, and come in both push and self-propelled models. Others can be towed behind a vehicle, such as a lawn tractor. The size of your property is a key consideration in choosing a shredder vac. If your lawn area is big enough that you use a riding mower, you may want to consider a tow-behind unit. Some tow-behind units allow you to multitask, mowing and collecting leaves at the same time, for example. For smaller properties, a walk-behind unit is usually sufficient. One key consideration with a shredder vac or leaf vac is the capacity of the machine. This will give you an idea of how often you will have to take time to empty your bag or reservoir. The bigger your property, the more important capacity becomes. Some shredder vacs include an onboard chipper that allows you to feed in smaller branches, usually 2 inches thick or less. So those are the 4 categories to consider. Once you've zeroed in on the style that's right for you, you're ready to shop. And whatever you're looking for, you'll find a great selection of them right here at Power Equipment Plus.